but yeah. Welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything DFK and keeping it casual. My name is Matty Pesk. As always, tonight I am joined by Franz. But what is up?
Not how you doing?
Oh,
yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm doing good, though. Long weekend, fun weekend in Salt Lake City for permissionless back home. Just recovering. And yeah, here we are.
Yeah. We are very excited tonight. We're going to be doing our second ever Bogside Bouts. We have a kind of featured match tonight. I'm very excited because tonight the two of us are just going to comment on it and kind of, be the announcers to it while the two play. We're featuring tonight DFK Degen and the Hitman Bert with two major, overpowered teams like you cannot believe. This is going to be a heavyweight bout, so they're all level 20s. We're going to get to that a little bit. I want to just right up top here talk about permissionless. We were there last weekend, like you said. Definitely. Yesterday, I was definitely hungover and struggling like all day. Or maybe not yesterday, but whatever.
Seems like we're getting into details that,
might not matter. Behind me with the jersey they gave us. I love it. It was awesome. They gave a bunch of the guys who came out jerseys. I got one that had my name on it. They're very cool. The artwork's classic.
I did too. I just don't have mine here.
Yeah. No, I mean, I figured.
Shout out to the team for that. They were great. Very accommodating. Awesome. Very nice. Yeah.
I mean, we knew these were good people, but now we got to meet them in real life, so it was awesome. I will say shout out to Bolon for convincing Dreamer to troll me literally. When I first met him, Dreamer was just like, "Oh, who are you?" And then he was like, "Oh, you have a stream. That's good. You should join the castle." That's what Dreamer said to me when I first met him, and it was because Bolon put him up to it to purposely mess with me. So thank you, Bolon, for that. That was a big moment for me.
Yeah.
We got to meet a bunch of other people too in the community. We got to meet George RS. That was really cool meeting him. He was awesome. We saw all the guys from the team. Sunbear was cool hanging out. Bolon, Dreamer. I only saw Hubert.
Naming names because
I saw Hubert like briefly. We saw Zipper. Hanging out with Zipper was awesome. He's a cool dude. I really like that. And then a bunch of people from the community too that we saw that we hung out with. Shout out to Worm. Sir Worm hung out with us that extra day. That was super fun. Just the three of us hanging out. That was a very good time. So, it was awesome. I think, it was good. There was a lot of coverage of it otherwise, but I want to move on because I want to talk about the Bogside Bouts. Are there any other comments you want to add in there?
No, that was great.
Yeah.
Good summary.
Yeah. All right. Tonight, like I said, DFK Degen and Hitman Bert, two. I mean, I don't want to say like they're both. Wait, what?
Well, so no, I was going to say before you get into tonight's, we have a little Bogside housekeeping from last week.
Sure.
So the way things ended last night in our first Bogside bout, we forgot to take down the names of everyone who's sponsored, which we obviously need for what we're doing here. So, shout out to Dr. Zipper. He went onto the blockchain and found that information for us. So we were able to recover the list. And then we were going to do the prizes, and we saw how much Matty won from winning the match. And it seemed like a lot. We didn't realize that right before the buzzer, we got a nice 600 Joule donation or sponsorship that doubled the current pot from none other than Bogside Intern.
Yep.
So we went over the 1,000 Joule mark, and we will now be giving away a level 10 rare hunt team tonight.
Do you want to pull it up?
I do.
So again, we didn't tell him to do this. Like, Bogside Intern just threw in 600 of his own Joule at the last minute. It didn't even make it onto the stream. But in the blockchain, which is something Zipper showed us, based on the prize pool of what the payout was for the winner, we were like, the numbers don't add up. This is so weird. And so we realized we hit that 1,000 Joule threshold to give away a rare.
So just pulling up the prizes.
Rare Codex Squad is what it's. Yeah, we called it. Yeah, the mythic.
Right. So right now tonight, Maddie, how much were we at tonight as far as sponsors?
We just had, oh my God, we just had two huge people. Oh my God. Okay. Esper threw in 111 Jewel, and then Hitman Bert bumped up his to 250. We're at
Awesome.
916 right now.
916. So right now we'll be giving away a legendary archer. If we get past that 1,000 mark again, we will be giving away a level 10 rare codex squad once again. So yeah, hopefully we don't hit that every week, because I feel like we're gonna run the market dry a little bit and bump the prices up for ourselves.
Oh, it's already up 936. I gotta find out who.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's flying.
Awesome. So what was I gonna show? The So here is what we got for this is, and this is from last week. We're about to spin right now, but these were handpicked. So they're not just 3 random heroes off the tavern. They are the best within the budget that we had. So this archer, I believe, was like the 3rd highest dex available in that price range. 33 decks.
Any
14
stone
luck. No stone. There was one that was stone. No stone on the archer. The archer's health was pretty good, though. The HP is 464. The warrior has 1 summon left, which is cool. Berserker sub. And I believe this, nope, no stone on this either, but pretty solid stats.
Right, traits. Did you show traits? Did I missed it?
I believe there was one that had an advanced. So explosion on the first one. Hopefully that gets buffed. The warrior,
yeah,
exactly. Double blinding wins there, and then the priest has a stone. I believe it's a Vit stone. Yeah, so lesser vigor stone.
Yeah.
Pretty solid, and the HP is like 414.
I mean, these guys these will win at least boar hunts for a while. Like, this is a solid team.
Yeah, right. And you will have to outfit it with that squire gear, but besides that, ready to throw into the ring as soon as you get them.
Do you have the Wheel of Names ready?
I do.
Let's do that. Let's do it. So this is from last week's match where the two of us played each other. This is everybody who, even if you threw in just a minimum of 10 jewel, your name gets put on the wheel. And and
I think there was some confusion about that, because the way we label like prize tiers,
like the tiers,
it's 10 jewel to get in.
Yeah,
the prize tiers are the cumulative.
You just have to sponsor in any way, and 10 is the minimum. So 10 gets you in.
Yeah. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna hit shuffle a few times, but I'll leave this up so everyone could check. Again, this was from the blockchain, so we're pretty confident in it. So shuffle that up, and here we go. I missed the wheel names. We haven't done the wheel names in a while.
Yeah. Wow.
Brian the Lion.
All right.
Which I believe is Zion from the Jewelers. Okay. So shout out to him. We will be sending that over after.
Should he message you, or?
We're just going to send it to the address that we have.
Oh, all right. Perfect. Yeah. Whatever you use to sponsor with, that's where we'll send it.
Cool.
Awesome. 3 rare heroes that are ready to go for hunts.
Yeah.
And let me double check. We're at 936. So there's a chance someone else is getting a 3 rare team too tonight. I don't know if we'll roll it tonight.
The legendary archer is still pretty cool. So you might be saying like, oh, I'd rather that. It is level 1 though. So
it's like
value wise. And I mean, hey, you can do whatever you want with this team. You could sell them. You could dark summon, smash them together. You know. Yeah.
What's the? Well, never mind. We'll look at that later. Yeah. So again, I know we went over it last week, but I just want to say the concept is the higher this sponsorship number goes, the bigger the prize we're going to give away. So that's why it's so exciting to do this, because I love the idea that you could put in 10 jewel, and if a lot of people do it, these prizes get insane. Specifically, the $100,000 one. Or 100,000 jewel one.
The transcendent level, the PvP dark summoning pack. I think that's a great prize.
Yeah, that one's super cool.
That's a 2,500 jewel sponsorship, so it is up there. But we'll be giving you 2 legendary heroes of the same class with a greater stone and enough greater crystals. I believe it was 2 level 10s. Guy's the one that picked that one out, but yeah. So, and the crystals to get you up to level 10 with greater. So it's essentially, it's not going to be PvP ready day one. You're going to have to do some leveling on your own, but that's the starting point. That's how I've made all my heroes.
I was okay. That's how we built all the ones that we like to talk about. Like my priest, it's like the highest wisdom priest, and your dex archer. Like that's how we built those. So
there you go.
You'll be on the path for that. All right. Cool. Sorry, you go. You're about to say something.
No, I said cool. I thought you were going to move on.
I thought you said well. Oh, hold on. I got to refresh. Somebody just bumped up another donation, but let's
continue with the show. We'll check in with that because we announce every time and interrupt ourselves. We're not going to go anywhere here.
It's at 999 right now, which is amazing.
Awesome.
Do we want to talk a little? Why is my do we want to talk a little PvP? Like what we've seen, especially this weekend with the Jewelers qualifier tournament, and then we'll get maybe into the specifics of the actual match we're gonna talk about to see tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there was the Jewelers League had the qualifying tournament this weekend, so we saw a lot of different people streaming and playing different matches. It was mainly Mega, and I think Worm was on there too with him a little bit. There were a lot of good, talented people playing and competing, and a lot of weird combos that I saw. It was a lot of fun, and like I'm so excited for this to become the regular thing of just like we have these matches and we see these different builds, every weekend. Like I'm super pumped for. I know this is right now. It's just like the 1v1, and we've kind of done a community-based one, but like when the tournaments are live, it's going to be so much fun because it was a lot of fun. Checking in with that, like in between, permissionless. We caught some of the matches.
Yeah.
What do you think about what you saw?
Well, yeah, it's you say it was fun. I was with you, but wasn't playing in this, and I was getting some serious FOMO, like high stakes matches.
I know. Yeah.
High stakes matches. It's different than just like, oh, anybody want a match? Okay, cool, let's play. Like there's a lot of thought and a lot of pressure that goes into it, and it's very cool. So it looked like a lot of fun. I'm going to share this. There we go. It's hard to zoom on Twitter, so I can't really zoom in here, but let's see this.
So this was after the pool play. This was like the bracket that they put up.
So I don't know if the semifinals or the finals have happened yet.
So vast majority of these have been figured out. I think I ended up catching a flight and I wasn't able to play Danimal, but Mega told me like he'll give me time because the semifinals are not going to be for a little while. So I might be my match with Danimal, I know is one of the ones that isn't completed, but I think the other ones are. And I don't know how they shook out, to be honest, because like I said, I was in a flight like late Sunday, so I missed some of those last ones. But the round before this, getting there was super fun. I know I saw a couple of Sticks intern that were interesting. He pulled out his shapeshifter for some of the matches, which were interesting. Yeah, I mean, him and Bert is a tough matchup, SI. I get it. I know. Dream had. I would have loved to. Does anyone know the results of Dream versus Be Easy? Because both those guys had really. I mean, I know they have really good heroes. I don't know what they're putting in front of each other, but like I said, I didn't see any of the quarterfinal matches, but I think most of them are completed.
Well, I think that kind of leads us into a good segue when you mentioned Crypto Dream, because he is one of the worst offenders of the current meta. Or let me say that in a nicer way. He is taking advantage of the current meta better than anyone right now. Meta being stall comps. Yeah. Priest stall comps.
I mean, that's what I did to get to where I got. And let me tell you, G Rhythm was not happy about it. He was pretty upset with it, and I don't blame him. The two of us played each other for an hour, and all 6 heroes were fine. Like all 6 heroes had like good health after an hour. Like it was, it's a lot. Wait, you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, all right. The stall comp is. I don't know. Matches should not be taking more than an hour. Like I don't think anybody really wants that. I think it is the strongest like meta right now, but matches should not take an hour.
Yeah. It's not something that just a few people are doing. It's kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
The problem right now is it's a pretty good way to win because there are certain setups that you go against that, you go against an aggro setup, they're probably going to run out of mana before you do.
Yeah.
And then, they're a little squishier, easier to take down. I mean, I haven't seen if any like triple archers have gone up against. I wanted to try triple archer against one, and my opponent, I forget who I was even playing, but they came out with a different lineup, so I didn't get the opportunity to. But I have to imagine, as long as you don't get one hero picked off quickly, your stall comp is going to be able to outlast.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think with the exception of, and I think we've talked about this a couple times, of if you happen to have a sort of hybrid one where there's a berserker and a seer, if you can come down to just berserker versus some other, either like a warrior one-on-one or some combination where it's like just basic attacks, you could beat it with the berserker. That's where the berserker kind of like shines, is those rare situations where it's like this long-lasting match and the berserker's the last man standing.
Right.
I mean,
well,
go. You go.
No, the berserker gets stronger while everyone else gets weaker. So,
right. Yeah. I mean, so I think, but if you do not have a berserker in your team and you have just kind of like archer priest or archer knight priest, and if it's like two, like I mean, if it's like a hybrid kind of like damage dealing build and not like a pure stall, I don't think it can overcome like a couple times where my priest, Bramnad, the highest wisdom priest in the game, like if he got his bubble in twice, it just, and like there was a previous bubble still standing, it just started snowballing where like you could not keep up with him because he was just putting down so much bubble and healing so much that the avalanche just was going and like you couldn't stop him. He took over a couple matches, which like I don't know if that's good for the game, where it's just like I'm putting up, like at one point I had 1,000 hit points on one of my archers. Like the bubble was 1,000. That was the one versus G Rhythm. He was like so mad afterwards, and I don't blame him for that. Like it was just insane.
Yeah. So, but you did lose. So how did that? Was Danimal?
So when
comp or
yeah. Also so I had, my guys were level 19, 18, and 20, and Danimal was just level 20s mythics. And I think I just couldn't keep up with it, especially
what comp did he play though? Do you remember?
Shit, I kind of forget. It was definitely warrior with a Excalibur in the front. I knew that, and then I think it was just the same as my. No, I don't know. He's gonna be mad at me if he's watching. I hope he's not watching. But he had a warrior with an Excalibur, and oh, you know what? He had another. I think it was a berserker, to be honest.
Okay,
because he was just doing too much damage, and I couldn't keep up with the healing. And he did like just output more damage than I could handle with Bramned. So
Sticks intern asking, how would you fix it, Maddie?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy it. I like having the heal control. That's kind of like a way I like to play. However, I don't want hour-long matches. I don't think anybody does. It's not that's not like really built into this game that way. So I don't know. Maybe tamp down on the size of the bubbles, the size of the heals. Just nerf priests like ever so slightly. I don't know. I don't know if that's enough, because also I've seen a couple seer sustain teams too. Like seer has, especially with the sanctuary, the putting those bubbles and those heals in, like that's just the meta in general right now. So I don't know. Maybe increase the damage output for warriors and knights. I don't know. I think you can't touch archers right now. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but like matches should not be lasting an hour plus. You know what I mean? Like I think everybody agrees with that, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I didn't kind of mean in a nerf sense. Like, how do you beat it? All right, we talked about this before the pod, but so there is one aspect of the game that hasn't been implemented until very recently, and that's the Seer's Dispel on the Chrono Purge move. So,
okay. I don't think he I don't think he had a Seer. Did he have a Seer?
All right. Anyway,
yeah, I don't think he did.
Not what I was saying. Just trying to have a discussion about mechanics and stuff. Anyway, the Dispel is something that didn't work until very recently, and that can take away bubbles. It can also take away interception. It could take away Nuff. It could take away all these things that the stall comp kind of relies on here.
Right.
So
yeah,
I do agree that I think the priest needs a little bit of a nerf. I think we've talked about that. We've talked about that too, but we haven't really seen it kind of fully play out yet. I think this may kind of lead to a counter meta of Seers just being used that much more.
I definitely saw more Seers used this past weekend in these than I thought I was going to see. And they've been successful. So
yeah, and so they did release they did kind of fix the bug where Dispel wasn't breaking the bubbles, but now it's doing something where it's dispelling the bubble and all buffs, right? So I did a little investigative journalism and reached out to a source, Sachet, shout out Sachet, and said like, hey, going to discuss this on the pod tonight. Want to make sure that we're kind of given the right information. Is it supposed to be taking away all the buffs as well as the bubble? He said, no, it is currently still bugged. So your users enjoy that for the next few days here. But the actual writing of what it's supposed to do is removes a single random positive status effect from enemy target, including barrier and ward. Dispel will prioritize dispelling a barrier and then a ward prior to dispelling any other effect. Can be prevented by block and is subject to ordinary accuracy checks. That's the full dispel.
So that's really interesting. I think we saw that it was like the cleanse where it's like one random at random. I did not know there was a priority for bubble and ward. I did not know that was built into it. Is that what it said? Priority is bubble and ward.
Yeah, well, so it's prioritizes barriers of bubble, yes, and then ward. But the thing that I thought was interesting, it said can be prevented by block and is subject to ordinary accuracy checks. So my follow-up question was like, hey, I know that like if you use blinding winds or poison blade, it could be blocked and still apply the status effect. And the answer was that Dispel doesn't go through status effect resistance. It goes through block instead.
Right.
So it's not an extra check. It's just a different check. So, you know,
you look at like, especially, I mean, you know, knights and warriors that have higher block, you know, just based on a lot of their different moves. So it's kind of an interesting.
Well, that's
if Dispel becomes the meta, like if Dispel, it becomes the counter meta kind of.
Right.
That's
interesting. 2 out of the 3 things that I was saying, like, hey, you can, I mean, no one's really using Nuff as part of the stall comp. I mean, it's out there. It's gameplay, but interception. Interception. Knight is you know, probably the highest block hero that we have out right now.
No question.
So, you know, that should be interesting. The other thing that there's been a lot of talk that we're thinking maybe the wizard is next. I think this stall comp makes it necessary that the wizard is next. Right. Because one thing that we're not really taking into account here is that interception and Nuff both only block physical damage. Yeah. I've tried using a Holy Wrath Priest to kind of like get around it. You just don't, it doesn't have that punch that you need, and it doesn't happen quick enough. Yeah. But the wizard seems like it's going to be the archer with magic, right? Yeah. As far as like DPS goes, that's what it should be.
A ranged magical damage class. That's what it is.
So you throw that in, and now all of a sudden they can't protect that priest as well. You know, do we have any issues here, or is it just then it's going to shift the meta to something else that we're going to hate equally as much and start asking for nerfs?
Well, I mean, I mean, we already are talking it up enough with this Dispel, but Seer is the one class that has a magical ward. So potentially there is the counter to wizard are already in existence. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Yeah, maybe Seer, but I mean, maybe that's why Seer has the kind of, you know, lower hit points and we don't see it as much now. It's like it is the counter play, you know?
Are there any other heroes that have like something in their level 10 maybe that could take care of a bubble?
Mm-hmm. I've said numerous times the pirate has a bubble breaker.
I wanted to give you your opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're at 9:30. That match starts at 10. Yeah, I think final point on it, and I do sound like a broken record. Maybe right now, if we don't see another class for long, if we do see Wizard soon, great. I think let's just see how it plays out. However, if we don't see Wizard for a while, maybe Priest needs a little bit of tweaking. I would agree with that at this point, even though I'm a big Priest supporter right now. I think I would even say that.
Yeah. I don't think the stall comps are the only reason a Priest needs.
Yeah.
It's that tier 1 heal. You get more for 25 MP, you get more than a health vial on most heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you crit, like that second tier,
right,
plus 20% crit, now we're talking 6 stone weight that you're getting for 25 MP. It's really tough. Just tone it down a little. No crazy nerfs.
Yeah.
A little tone down.
Yeah. Slow.
Yeah.
All right. I really want to talk about this matchup that we've got queued up tonight. We put this out there, and also I want to just, as a general announcement, if you are listening now, or anyone in the DFK community, you want to be on Bogside Bouts in the featured match. Are we sending them to a specific place, or are we just telling them to meet up with us?
You can choose a DM, definitely. But we are going to be adding a channel in the ADFK Discord for Bogside Bouts. Just somewhere that we can...
Like a public one, a public-facing one, right? Like,
just somewhere where we can kind of like have discourse about it. You could show up if you want to fight. We're going to need matches.
Right.
So, we'll get anybody up there as long as it's a
if you want to be in this, like we happen to know these guys and we talked to them and they agreed to this, but if you are listening now and you want to do this, and like we will commentate on your match, and we'll get all these people watching, shoot a message to us, or at some point, like I said, we'll have a thread that you can like talk on in the ADFK Discord. Right, but I want to share this. This is the match tonight. I pulled these out just now because I wanted to show how absolutely insane this matchup is right now. So right off the bat, first thing I want to say,
can you zoom in at all?
Yeah, I can. It's level 20s across the board. All of these are level 20s. One team has 2 mythics and a legendary. One team is 2 legendaries and a mythic. So I'll start with DFK Degen over here. He's got Archer, Priest, Warrior. This is the same comp I've been running. It looks like he's going to have his Archer in the back, where I normally have my Priest in the back. Whatever. I understand that decision. I will note, too, just quickly, his hit points are a little bit lower just across the board compared to what we're going to look at for Hitman Burt. But his heroes are all incredible. He's got the Excalibur on the Warrior. Everybody is decked out with the standard armor and the all the gore blades or axes, or what's the staff called? Is it called the Gore Staff?
Gore Staff, yeah.
Gore Staff, yeah. So he's got all that. I think one of them has pants, and then one of them has I don't know if somebody has an amulet somewhere, and I forget where it was. But are we all right? So is this not sharing?
No, you're good.
No,
you're good. We're having a side conversation. Don't you worry about it. It seems that we might have broken it, and everyone's getting a white screen when they go to vote and sponsor.
Okay,
this was happening last week
too.
Yeah, this was happening last week, so maybe it has something to do with just how much interest and influence we're generating with this. I mean, I don't know.
That checks out. That checks out.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. No, but continue. They're looking at.
But this is even more impressive right now. All 3 of these heroes have Second Life and Stun. And then there's a couple other, there's an Exhaust, there's a Leadership, and an Explosion sprinkled in there as well. Mm-hmm. These heroes are incredible. This is some of the top tier heroes in the entire game, in my opinion.
I mean, 3 stuns by themselves, you can alter a game if those are used
right
at the right time. If they hit. That's great. Just is saying he sees a Scally. Can we scroll up?
So I can't. These are just screenshots.
So there is a Scally there on that warrior in the front row.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that changes how you play the warrior completely if you have a Scally on him. So absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. But I mean, I'm going to say the exact same thing when we get over here too, to Hitman's heroes. All level 20s. Here's what I'm talking about. The hit points are a little bit higher, but that's mainly because he's using Berserker Warrior Priest rather than Archer Warrior Priest. So it just in general, in terms of like the hit point pool, he is a little bit higher. Sometimes the matchups, I'm not actually positive who's in the front position, who's in the back position. I think this is how he's doing it with Warrior in the front, with Berserker in the last position. But sometimes when you click on those, it's not how it actually ends up in the match. So don't get mad.
No, I think that's intentionally shuffled.
Right. I think it might be. But anyways, again, all level 20s, incredible, very high hit points on everybody, including that priest. We scroll down here. Maybe not as impressive with the things, but just absolutely insane traits that we're looking at here. 2 second life, and then that Berserker with double Giant Slayer. Absolutely insane. Now we don't see the stuns. The stuns are very impressive for DFK Degen. That might be a slight advantage. We'll see, but also talking about the hit point advantage. It's a toss up. I mean, I put my influence. I'll say this right now. I put my influence on Hitman because I really think that Berserker is just going to output an insane amount of damage. He's got an Excalibur. He's got the double Giant Slayer. He is going to be swinging for just damage. So I put my influence there. But Franz, your thoughts just in general on these two teams and maybe where you give a slight edge.
Yeah, so I've played both these guys a lot. I think I've been keeping my own little personal records. I think these two are the two I've played the most. Bert usually uses a slightly different team against me. He's been using a Knight up front, which is your more traditional stall comp. And, that Berserker goes wild back there, right? Yeah. The difference with the Knight, and I'm not totally sure on this, I'd have to look, but I believe the Knight had a Poison Blade and a Blinding Winds. And what I was running into against him was, while I was dealing with the stall comp, I was also dealing with a barrage of status effects. Yeah. Every time that I went to charge up, a channel, I was getting Blinding Winds, and, he does have that on there. But the Poison Blade, I just personally didn't have enough potions to kind of take him out or to reverse all those, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that Berserker, it becomes a pretty big problem pretty early on. It's going to be about how long he can keep that priest up.
Yeah. And so let me quickly, can I scroll? Yeah, here we go. Like I said, hit points. It's going to be also, it's interesting though, because this double Giant Slayer might not necessarily trigger for a bit here, depending on who he's targeting, right? Because his, the Berserker has 1,100. These guys are all lower than that. So the Giant Slayers are not going to be triggered, but soon in battle, the Berserker will take some damage, I'm sure, and it'll be live. But
I don't even think that matters, right? Because if the Berserker is sitting at full health, you're in a good spot.
Right.
He's also gaining. I think he uses the attack mushroom, so he'll be gearing towards that plus 30 is the max throughout the game. You can always jump the Berserker to the front row and then have it start taking damage when you want, but it's a stall comp where you don't want to hit one of his heroes. It's a good problem to have,
Yeah. I seeing this now, like all this laid out, man, the triple stun.
Okay, and actually, wait, and Just makes a good point. That's what I was thinking of from this. He does use the poison, the Spore Code Blade. So that's, he was doing some damage with that.
Yeah. Well, and also, I don't have it here, but this Berserker has very high dex. I tried to do my best to get these on a slideshow, but
graphic design is your passion. Clearly.
yeah, clearly, I'm a graphic designer, but This Berserker has pretty high dex. I think it's like almost 40. It's like high 30s, I think, which is insane for a Berserker. That their dex is normally nowhere near that high. So we'll be curious to see that.
I don't know if that's true, but okay.
I mean, let me see if I can find it. Oh, well, I was getting whited out every time.
I think low 40s is. I mean, you got to remember these are two top wallets in the game playing with the top heroes. When you're playing at the level 20 level, you see some shit out there. Maybe I think that might be why I'm not as blown away by that dex. Every fight you load up, there's somebody that has something that's frustratingly good.
Yeah.
So that's the term I'll use there. And Bolin making a good point. We all came around pretty quickly.
I don't know. I'm still down.
I mean, I've said my reasons why I like it. It's because I have one that has incredible stats, a Scally and an Excalibur. If I didn't have that, I don't think I'd be super high on them. But it manages to work.
I've seen you do it a couple times. We're seeing Hitman Bert do it here. Putting an Excalibur on a Berserker, and as long as the team can kind of handle themselves, which I think Priest Warrior can, the Berserker is going to output so much damage. So yeah,
we will get a chance to see tonight. Do you want to tell the crowd about what they're fighting for tonight?
I do, but I can't get to this.
No, not that.
What?
The title.
Oh, right. All right. So we're calling tonight the heavyweight champ battle here. Or I was ever calling it. I don't know sports. I don't know sports.
All right, then why did I throw that to you? So
I don't know. Great question. You do it.
So tonight is going to be for the heavyweight title.
Yes.
As far as Bogside Bouts is concerned, the heavyweight title. We will be having some other titles in the future. Maybe a welterweight at level 18, light heavyweight, something in there, level 15, lightweight, level 10. I don't know. But for right now, this is going to be the only title. We do have a committee of 3 members of the DeFi Kingdoms community who will remain unnamed that are our kind of
anonymous
governing body. There are 3 of them though.
Yep.
And they decide, who deserves a title shot,
right?
Who is making a splash in the kingdom. So this isn't going to be like, oh, we have a tournament and you win the tournament, so you get this. No, this is going to be more like UFC, where Dana White kind of decides what he wants. I don't really watch UFC. I think that's how it works. But
exactly what Bolin said. There's the fight commission.
Yep,
Again,
absolutely.
It's 3 random anonymous members of the DFK community. We're not going to reveal who that is, obviously, to maintain their anonymity. We don't want them to be harassed.
And their safety.
And their safety. Yeah. And those 3 will decide, when we do heavyweight bouts, when we'll do like a contender fight. Maybe 2 guys are close to fighting the champ, but you need to figure out who's the best. So, that counts is going to remain anonymous, or that fight commission is going to remain anonymous, and we'll let you know what they decide. On the pod, we'll be talking about their decision.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe there are 2 fighters, like Maddie was saying, that are right there ready to face the champ, but then someone else decides to pay the commission a large sum of money. They could just jump them. There's really no way to know how that'll turn out.
It could be a FIFA situation. We all know FIFA. Hey, hold on. Here we go. We got a third added to the show here. Guy Kid, how are you, bud?
Doing well. I heard we need some help fixing the blockchain, so I'm here.
Oh, do you have your toolbox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Pop open the hood and get in there.
We'll see what's behind it.
Yeah.
What's going on, boys? I haven't listened to a second of the last 45 minutes, so
we'll be repeating things. Great.
I think it's fair that we crashed DFK. Is that a fair assessment?
I think so.
Because this happened last week, and I've been playing a lot of PvP, and it has not happened at any other point.
When you try to get into the fight that we've sponsored, or not sponsored, it's the wrong way to phrase that. The Bogside Bout. I don't know how to, whatever. When you try to go view it, the screen does go white. And I will say, I talked to Dr. Zipper on the Discord. This fight tonight has the highest amount of influence that has ever been on one single fight. Before it crashed, The number was at, I wrote this down, 97 million. 97 million influence is about 33, about 1/3 of all influence is on this one fight tonight.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Insane. Yeah. The numbers were at 999 before it crashed as well. So I think we're going to, I mean, I don't know, but it might cross over into that 1,000 jewel threshold, which is another 3 level 10 rare.
Did we give away the last team?
Mm-hmm.
We did. Shout out Zion from the Jewelers. He just got a new hunt team.
Cheers, Zion.
And I believe he donated. I don't want to say actually because he might have donated more, but I believe he was just a 10 jewel sponsor.
Awesome. Yeah,
so all it takes to win.
I know.
Yeah.
That is sort of the beauty of it is all you have to do is throw in 10 jewel and your name gets on the wheel. It's that total number. As long as it hits that threshold, you are eligible for whatever that prize is. So it's kind of why I love it.
Yeah. And we might, and I'm saying this kind of off the cuff here, so I'll have to ask the commission once we see them
Obviously.
again. But we may do something in the future based on total jewel sponsorship. We were thinking about, again, using the blockchain to kind of pull that info and have like a running list somewhere of like who's sponsored the most during Bogside Bouts and maybe have, I don't know, something off of that. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here. We developed this last Monday night, right before our last show. In about an hour, we were just kind of talking, and it came to pass. So we'll
community seems to like the idea, though. They're behind it.
I know. Yeah, we're getting a lot of hits on it. And well, I will say, Bogside intern kind of threw off those numbers, but
yeah, he's the leading sponsor right now.
yeah. Okay. Have you talked to the two of those guys? Because regardless of getting the white screen, as long as those guys are in the lobby and send us a link, we'll be able to stream it and watch it. So are you talking to them?
I am talking to them.
Okay,
I kind of wanted to see if a fix is upcoming. So last week I wasn't able to get in to fight you. If you recall, you had to send me your link, and I was able to play. I was able to play off of it. Yeah. You must have just gotten in like before the buzzer of the white screen somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry, I was reading chat and Bolon was saying something about making us broke. So make them give away all the. Yeah, I mean, listen, if we get to that Gen 0 and a spot on the pod, we will be kicking Maddie to the curb. So
yeah, and I never agreed to that, but
yeah, well.
Yeah,
I mean, if I get a
rotational fourth seat.
Hold on, the new person has to vote it. They choose. The new person gets to choose.
That'd be wild.
All right, Guy. While I have you here, though, why don't I ask you? We're looking at these heroes now. I'll zoom in again for you.
These are wild teams.
Level 20s across the board.
Insane.
Legendaries and mythics across the board. Let me show you DFK Degen. Let me zoom in on that because it is insane. Archer, Priest, Warrior, all level 20s, 2 legendaries and a mythic. They all have stun and second.
They all have stun. That's so cool.
Very cool.
Really
absolutely insane. I mean, some of the best heroes in the game we're talking about here. Again, I noted this earlier. Sound like a broken record. Check the hit points. Hit points are a little low on this team compared to what we're about to look at across the board on the next team.
So what do we got cumulative? Like 2,800?
I mean, yeah, you're better at math.
I'm not going to make you do math.
Yeah. We slide over to Hitman Bert, Warrior Priest Berserker is what he's using.
Can I talk about something?
Yeah, hit us.
How do we feel about heal on a priest?
Heal as a skill.
As a skill on a priest.
I think it's pretty good at healing.
I don't love it. I would much rather have Blinding Wind or Death Mark.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather an offensive move on a priest.
Yeah, critical aim would kind of suck because you're not going to really use that. I mean, unless you're using, for Holy Wrath, I'm assuming it would apply. It would apply, right? Because it's critical strike across the board.
Right.
But I think, I'd much rather have, Poison Blade, Blinding Winds, or Death Mark than heal on a priest because they have heals,
So disagree wholeheartedly. We got to remember stall comp. That's what this is. It is
it?
most frustrating thing when you're playing this comp, and I've been playing Hitman Bird a lot. The most frustrating thing, because you're counting his stone,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, all right, he's got none left. And then he has a heal, and then he has another heal, and he has a third heal.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah,
it's just so
warrior.
hard to outlast.
Yeah. It's a good point.
So,
and these guys are all pretty beefy too, so you're not really 850 health on a priest. Like, could you have a combo to do 900 damage? Maybe, but you got second life.
You got to make sure that in the time bar you get those guys in a row and stuff like that.
Right.
Interesting. I think this warrior being real beefy and this berserker being real beefy. I think that's going to be the advantage here, because I think this priest is pretty low, 778 for level 20. That's pretty low. I mean, we'll see. Obviously,
it'll be interesting to see too. Of like, can he make those stuns come into play?
Right.
How does that work in rotation?
Fran said that earlier of like, if those stuns hit at the right time in the battle, it might be over. It might end. It might just be, if those 3 stuns hit at the right time in the battle at certain points, it might be over because of that, like literally. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They broke, but wow, let's put that up because that's a fun little comment there. There we go. We did it. We broke the voting.
Is this a precursor to the upcoming election?
Oh, come on. Why would you say that?
I mean, we got some time to kill here. Yeah, let's get political. Maddie, you go first. No.
No, do not start me.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah.
No, but so we were at 999 before.
Right.
So I'm assuming that we're going to get
Can
over
we
1,000.
can we talk about something?
Sure.
The fact we're sitting at 499 subscribers.
Oh, did we say
I
that?
wasn't going to bring it up.
We've been it, didn't we?
No, we've been at over 495 for like weeks now.
Yeah. Hey, somebody tell a friend to subscribe to us to get us to 500.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we've been at between 495 and 499 for the past month ish. So
there was one episode where we lost 4 of them. It wasn't our best night.
That checks out.
Yeah. Shout out Beef in the chat.
Beef made it.
Appreciate you, Beef.
All right, I'm gonna try to get in there. I think it's still getting the white screen though.
So I was talking to Bird on the side just now, and I maybe I'm giving too much away before a fight. I think next week I'll curtail what I'm saying because who knows who's watching. But so he did say that he normally goes with the knight, and he's a little worried about the switch up to the warrior, but he thought it would be a little bit more viewer friendly. So shout out to him for not going with the full stall.
The full stall,
because he was thinking about what it would be like to watch. So
appreciate that.
Well, also DFK Degen is not using the hero he used in that tournament with Mega, because he has a knight with resurrection and second life, and he's not using it right now. So he also might be. Is that true? A Bolon alt brought us to 500.
You were midpoint, and it sounded like it was a good one too.
It did sound like a good one.
Yeah, whatever.
Do you remember where you left off?
Yeah, he's not using his full alt or full stall either, because he's not using that knight. He has a knight with resurrection and second life. That is a real problem. Having a tank with resurrection is absolutely
fantastic.
I know, because you never want to target the tank first, but also when you see resurrection, you immediately want to target that guy. So that is such a good hero that that might be one of the best knights in the game because it's either legendary or mythic, but it's got resurrection and second life. Again, we're talking about 2 guys that have a decent amount of heroes that are very good. So
yeah, and you can tell there was thought put into every single part of these heroes. Every trade's planned out. Obviously got a lot of weapons and equipment on them all too. Yeah. Subclasses. Any knocks on the subclasses? Let me zoom. All the subclasses pretty solid.
Archer, Knight, that's fine. Monk is I'm always neutral on Monk subclass because
yeah, you can never get upset about it.
Right. Pirate, I like Pirate as a subclass for Warrior because Dex is decent.
Yeah. Strength is decent on pirate
also,
too.
even luck, even if it's very little on luck, that's fun.
Yep.
Pirates, good subclass. Over here, Legionnaire and Warrior, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. That's
Agreed.
great. Again, Monk, we talked about that. Both Monk are like, I'm
You're never going to be upset
not
with
bad,
them.
but they're not like ideal.
So I'm very excited for my Seer has a Monk subclass, and I don't know if I've said this on stream. So, but the it has a passive that when you start channeling, you get a barrier that breaks once you finish channeling. Yeah. But I mean, that's so perfect because if it's big enough, theoretically, I forget if it procs off of Wiz, but it could stop a daze. It could stop a number of things.
That'd be great for any kind of magic class, like as that for the Monk subclass. Like that's excellent. Yeah.
Oh, are we?
We're in.
We are.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna get my influence votes in before.
What is it at now?
Yeah. Oh, I'm good too. Hold on.
So 1,009.
Oh boy, we cracked 1,000. We're giving away another rare team like that.
And I'm making sure that I show this on screen this time so that we can go back if we need to.
Dags. Dags is a new name on that list. I didn't have that. All right, I'm going to stop
114 million influence.
100. Wait, it's 114 now?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do the math real quick.
I just did it.
No, but I mean, for 286 is the cap.
Yeah.
So, okay, and now I can click into here. What I want to see was this Warrior Legionnaire. I want to see what its endurance looked like.
40, okay, so 30, just shy of 40% of all the influence.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the endurance not super high. I thought maybe with the Legionnaire sub, because the endurance is what the Whirlwind slow procs off. So
interesting.
Kind of important. I've been thinking about maybe making a warrior with an endurance kind of stone and set for endurance. I don't know if I'm going to love it, though, because I feel like you're giving up. Those are points that would be going into dex or going to strength, different things like that. But there's a thought that crossed my mind.
Yeah.
And it looks like so first off, shout out. I think Bowen said there was Dr. Zipper that went in there and fixed things on the fly Zipper for us. But it looks like he was saying it earlier. Hold on. It was the 1K that broke the loading when we got to 1K sponsored, which makes sense because
that happened.
I wasn't. Yes. You were able to get in, and I wasn't, and we got 600 jewel from Bogside Intern right at the end.
Yeah.
So probably you went in, he donated, I couldn't get in. So yeah,
that checks out.
Kind of cool.
Exact story. Yeah.
Bowen, you could send that bug bounty straight to my email address. Thank you. Appreciate that.
We found the bug and we solved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely solved it.
Yeah. Cool. So we are getting right up to it now.
Oh, was that another one just came in?
Yeah,
I didn't see code 25. Yeah.
1025. Okay, these aren't in order.
Someone donated 16. Was it Worm that snuck in? Was Worm on the list before?
Nope, you're right. It was Worm. Yep.
We have to find a better system for doing this. I did. Someone did say that they're eventually going to put the ability to look back at sponsorships and stuff after the fact, which will be very helpful for what we're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Code Green just
all right. So
1035. What's the tier next? 12 or 1500?
Hold on, I'll pull that up.
Someone just popped in.
I think did we skip 1250?
We might have.
No, we did 1500 and 2500.
Okay.
1250 might be a good one to add.
Yeah. Sure. And I think we said this last week, but if anyone has better ideas for prizes, we're happy to change these around.
Yeah, I like the idea of giving out a Codex squad. The combat.
Cool, I mean, the one we showed, the one we gave away earlier was excellent. I mean, it was very fun. Yeah. All right, I think that's it. I think they are live. If we can grab are you going to grab a link from them?
Yeah, I already have it. Actually, SI sent it to me. He was trying to help us get a workaround in case the white screen persisted.
Smart.
So shout out to him.
I think, I mean, unless somebody snuck in, I think 10:45 is the final. Or was it 10? Yeah.
Yeah, 10:45.
10:45 was the final. We'll see. Maybe somebody again. Maybe somebody snuck in like Bogside intern did last time, and we missed it.
Okay, so we have it up. I don't know that they've started yet. Oh, it looks like they have. So we got first move barrier from DGen, starting things off early. So no blinding winds or anything coming in there quick.
The first move there, Priest got the first move is interesting.
He did. So that's kind of big because this blinding rage, he's hoping to get like around 10 or so added attack there because it broke on the bubbles. He only got 2%. So that's a big first move. And he also went into Berserk.
Ooh, the Hunter's Mark only hit one guy. That hurts. But he did get it in before the bubble, which was nice. But so he has is that the Berserker in the front?
No, it is not.
Berserker's I'm sorry, you're right. Yep. The Warrior in the front, the Berserker in the mid, and the Priest in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
And, all right. So, you're right. So they must shuffle up the heroes in the order because he has the Priest in the back with the Archer in the middle, and I thought the Archer was going to be in the back, but
little cleave action on both sides here from the Warriors. We just had a looks like a basic attack to start off. Oh no, it was rapid onslaught, and a rapid onslaught back the other way. Neither one's super effective here.
Do they both have cleave active? Was that a cleave? I think it because it looked like I hit the second there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I see a lot of people using cleave there for the Warrior. And friends, I know you like it. I don't really like it. I like doing the direct damage.
I mean, you're doing more damage. It's just spread out. It hurts you late game when you're down to one hero left or first and third position. And just a side note, guys, I did send you both the link in Discord because I don't want to pull up the battle log on my screen. So if we need to look at something or look at a hero,
thank you.
So we miss moves that way.
Yeah. I'll pull that up on my second screen.
And shout out to Code Greed who heard us talking and just sent me the list of sponsors for the match tonight. So we do have. Once again, we have blockchain data to play with.
Did he use the blockchain for that data?
He did. All right, back to the match here. We got DFK G-Gen's midline Archer here. He did go with a pretty full channel comp here. He has piercing shot on the first tier.
And I'm assuming Shroud as the passive. That's what that is, right? Yeah.
Shroud as the passive, yes. And actually Hunter's Mark at the last. But so
right.
You want to get me the target there for his death mark?
Banrom bleed you.
Don't need the names.
It looks like the priest. It's the priest.
Okay.
Fine priest.
And,
yeah. Targeting the priest.
And it was sharpshooter?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Little whirlwind. Ooh, he gets a slow end of bleed, frontline slow, midline bleed, but doesn't break through that barrier on the priest.
That priest had a huge barrier. Did he use the individual barrier on him as well as the divine one?
Yes,
that's active. Let me look at if he has both those active on this guy. Yeah, he does. He has the individual barrier and the team barrier on that back. So this guy is just pure. Oh, but he's also using cleansing gift. This is an interesting priest build that he's got back there. So he's full on bubble, the team heal, but then the cleansing gift as the basic instead of the prayer for healing.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
to be honest, it doesn't have quite the punch, but I mean that's slow on the front line. I would expect to see it cleansed off next.
Right? Yeah.
It's when you start getting stacks of multiple on there where if there's a bleed and a slow and a blind, it's a little harder.
Effect.
Here comes the sharpshooter. Ooh, 166 after the barrier breaks. Okay.
Problem is with he can't really reach the back line with anyone else, right? Does he have any offensive moves on this priest?
Oh, well, the basic attack from the Berserker goes to the back line there. So this might be a good time for a Holy Circle. He doesn't have it, though. So he has a Freedom. Burt Holy Circle's on his side, but DFK DGen not able to heal up this whole team here all at once. He probably saw that those poisons and the blinding winds and was thinking, I need something to clear that away with.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy using Freedom. I like Freedom as I think it's one of the best, most versatile moves that the priest has.
Ooh, stun coming in,
and it
hits
hits
it on the back
on the priest. That is huge.
That's big.
That is huge. That's what we talked about. If those stuns can hit the right time, the right moment. Oh, that was the sharpshooter bonus. That did a ton of damage. He is. I think he's got to use a healing potion right now, and I do not think he wants to, because that is not going to help his build right now. Is using a healing potion.
Absolutely. Let's see what he does here.
He's got
otherwise
two
that
oh no, that's the Berserker, so he doesn't have 2 turns. He only has 1 turn right now because he's Berserk. So yeah, okay. Gonna use the heal. I mean,
he uses his heal trait and not the potion, which could be big later on. You want to save those potions for mana.
Yep. Oh man, throws down the bubble.
DGen reapplying that bubble there.
But I mean that's the thing, is like he doesn't have the holy
circle,
but he has the bubble, so it's sort of an effective group heal. Obviously, a little bit different with the bubble. Man, that stun is going to hurt him there.
Was that a swiftness potion? A swiftness potion comes out onto the midline archer. He's looking to do some damage right here and right now.
Ooh,
that is interesting.
2
stone remaining, so no more mana, no more heal. You're not getting a stall game tonight.
He brought a blinding, anti-blinding potion with him, but otherwise he is done with.
Yeah, he's potions. Targeting the backline priest with that dead aim. So, and there comes a heal potion.
Yeah, he had to. I mean, honestly, while he didn't kill him, obviously I think he was trying to kill him, but forcing him to use that healing potion is really going to hurt his build in general, because his build is supposed to sustain, and sustain, that means giving the priest mana. And now he used a healing potion on him.
While I would typically agree with you there, the second the swiftness potion came out, it changed the fight. Burt doesn't have to make this last until the end. He has to survive this swiftness potion, and then he can kind of go on the offensive. Stun misses.
Stun missed. Oh, he needed that stun. He needed it bad.
Well, he still got the stun resistance over there, so that might have been a miss on that part.
Oh, was it? Wait, is that?
There was still 1 more turn on the stun resist.
And he has a Taos Curio on that priest as well. Okay, so 2 slows applied there. Front line and the back.
And he had the bubble, so he did not get the slow, which is very nice. I do love that little move there.
But with the archer coming up, I think you have to burn another potion here. He's keeping that priest on the ropes.
I mean, I would keep doing damage. What do you mean?
So Bird is up with his warrior. He has the archer coming up next.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't realize it was his turn.
Yeah, because otherwise, between the archer and the priest range basic attack,
that's 2 potions for Burt. Both were healing. Freedom to what? What we lift off in there?
What'll crit there?
Yeah.
So when I was playing DGen the other day, he had the twin arrows in there to back up that dead aim. I know it's not exactly a fan favorite here, as the exhaust misses on the back line, but I feel like I would love to have it right now instead of that Hunter's Mark. Especially if you're going to use a Swiftness Potion, it makes that 1200 channel not nearly as bad.
It's a good point.
Hunter's Mark's more of a sustain of like, let the match last as long as possible. Yeah. Swiftness Potions are, hey, let's do a blitz right now.
Yeah, and Ree in the chat is saying it was 3 pots. I think the first one was the heal trait.
Yes.
But we may be wrong. We're not paying great attention here.
Burt has only used 2 healing potions. He did heal earlier, but it was because his warrior in the front line had a heal trait. So he's only used 2 healing potions, which again, though, based on his build, I don't think he's happy about that. I don't think that's what he wanted to be using in this battle. You know,
still 24 ticks left on that swiftness potion. It's not yet on the time bar, the expiration. Another rapid shot, though, takes him the first 2 rows, P1 and P2, down pretty far there. He can only heal one of them.
Here's the thing, though. DFK Degen, they all have second life. So, like, he's not worried about it. And also, same with that priest. Same with Hitman Bert's priest has second life as well. Again,
400 into the back line there.
You know. Oh, man. Have we seen...
He's got 3 turns in a row here.
Another stun. The stun does not hit. And once again,
one of his 3 stuns hit.
But even with the priest basic, I mean, he's going to do 224 priest basic attack. He's going defensive.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
And I think, you know, the big thing there, again, he targeted those stuns onto a Tao's Curio priest. And down it goes.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
He used sharpshooter. He used sharpshooter and then a sharpshooter bonus. We missed that. Yeah. Second life. He comes back to life. He is exhausted. But because of his sharpshooter and not, you know, not that it would have been repeating shot, but like he's just as good to go to deal damage here. You know, DFK Degen is in a really good shape.
Now, I think a piercing shot
again
could take him out here.
He's got 3 turns in a row. He's going to kill that guy.
You could take the priest down. Here comes the piercing shot.
Yeah,
down to 37, and the
priest can do that with a basic.
Basic should do it.
Yeah, but then you're not healing.
Right.
And what do you have?
Yeah. They're at
Whirlwind was on cooldown.
Oh, it's blocked. He blocked.
Wow.
He has a whirlwind. No, he's going to whirlwind to do it, but was that extra turn? Is that going to be enough to change the situation here?
402 on the back line priest.
Huge crit with the priest. He still needs to do a lot of damage.
He has no heal. And there goes that swiftness potion.
This guy's going to heal himself.
The priest at this point, though, he can't do anything. Oh, no, he has the heal trade. Excuse me. Yeah, uses it on the front row because without mana left, the priest is useless.
Right. He's useless. Yeah.
This is a very close match.
Yeah.
These guys are, both the Hitman's guys are very high health right now. I think
and they both
Berserker, his mushroom is like at full almost, right? Yeah, 18%. So this is
sharpshooter coming into the midline.
DFK Degen has
and the retaliate
stone. He still has stone available. Oh, that was a retaliate that hit strong.
He's only got 2 stones. Does he use a swiftness potion?
Oh, the swiftness potion. Oh man. So that priest is almost as if it was an empty slot.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's why he's moving him up. He wants him to just be a meat shield. You know, take a hit before somebody else, basically.
Rapid onslaught comes in.
Pretty this is what I'm talking about. Because it got cut in half, though. It wasn't.
And the 537 from the Berserker.
Berserker hits his own guy. No. For a critical hit of 573.
That's brutal.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that was absolutely brutal. All right, he got lucky on another one there and hit the midline. But that might be it. Man. All right.
Berserker Berserker take it away.
It's not over yet. We're
and
it's not over yet. Ooh, big hit on the back line. Oh, wait, what was that?
That was a resurrection. Or was it a second life? Second life triggered.
Wait.
Second life triggered on the priest. But he's got no mana, so he's just chilling.
Sharpshooter basic attack comes in. The Berserker goes down.
This might be it, boys.
It looks like it is. He's got 4 turns before that warrior goes again.
Oh, man.
There is, I believe, a second life that's going to trigger. But
this guy's got.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Oh,
here comes
no.
Warrior down, warrior back up.
Question. That Berserker had double Giant Slayer.
Yeah,
apply to his own guy.
I'm pretty sure it
I
did.
believe it did. Yeah.
Oh, that hurts so much. That hurts so much. Oh my goodness. Berserker.
That was the difference right there.
Oh my, yeah. Listen, DFK Degen was in a very good position. There was a chance for Hitman Burt to recover, but once he hit his own guy for 573, I mean,
and that's all she wrote. DFK Degen, the new heavyweight champion of the world. All right, that was fun.
Wow. Good games by both guys, DFK Degen and Hitman Burt. Thank you guys for doing this with us, letting us comment on your heroes. That was wild.
I'm speechless. Don't know what else to say.
Insane.
Go ask
Awesome.
the Bloods for their
What
commentary.
was did we get the final? Was it still 10:45? Was that the final?
I think so.
Oh, I love it.
Great. So now, how's the best way to do this here? Because we don't have things handy to put onto the wheel. It would take a little time. Do we want to make a habit of doing it, and chat chime in if you have any ideas of doing the raffle at the beginning of the next episode? Is that the best way for this?
I wouldn't hate that.
I think it's better if we do it all in one night, but until it's like an in-game feature where we just have it up on the screen. Like ideally, one of us during that match was setting up.
I wrote down most of them. I think I got most of them, but also I would love a second.
We have the blockchain.
Right, exactly. Let's use
Okay.
Let's wait. We'll do it for the next time. And I also like that. That's why everyone has to keep tuning in to Bogside chats, because we'll do it on the next one. That was wild. Let's wait. So, some final thoughts here. I don't want to open up this conversation because I feel like we've had it a million times, but Berserker, man, I know it's a 1 in 10 now, or not 10% chance, whatever. Oof, man. I don't want to say that was why he lost, because I do think DFK Degen put up a really good fight and was in very good position at that time, and might have won no matter what, even if that hit the opponent. But man, hitting on a huge hit on your own guy like that, I mean, it's hard to defend Berserker after that.
Yeah, I think that fight went sideways for him a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think not being able to protect the priest by going with the warrior frontline instead of the knight is something that he might have regretted. It definitely made for a quicker match for us to commentate. But
I know
if you have the interception going there, I mean, he was targeting the priest and he was being relentless with the stuns and, well, the one stun that hit. But
yeah, but all 3 stuns were targeted at
damage. It's
it's
adding ranged attacks onto your otherwise melee damage dealers.
Yeah, and Bert did message me that that Zerk is going into the pit as punishment. So
that was an incredible hero. It's a mythic Berserker with second layer with 2 double giant slayers.
It shouldn't have fucked up then.
Goodness. Killing that
That Berserker did this to himself. And to his teammate. And to all of us.
That is insane. All right. I think we're going to wrap up tonight. Do we know if is Worm going live? I don't think I've seen him tonight. He might not be going live tonight.
Hold on.
He might still be
stuck a vote in, so he's definitely lurking.
Yeah. He might still be recovering from the weekend.
Let's see. What in the DFK is this? I don't see anything on their channel.
All right. They might not be going live, but I think we're going to wrap up. Guy, I know you joined late, but final thoughts on what you've seen. If you saw it, did you catch any PvP this weekend? There were like a bunch of streams.
Didn't get a chance to make them this weekend, but that fight was awesome.
It was.
We just saw the best of the best go up against one another. It's gonna be tough to top that next week.
I know. Well, yeah. Here's the thing. That was like a heavyweight fight, and we have a heavyweight champion now. I'm excited for that. I'm very excited to see kind of 15s fight, lower levels fight, and see kind of the different strategies you use when you're using lower level heroes. Because I think there is kind of like a nuance to that that's exciting to be like.
Imagine not having that level 15 ability.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds super exciting. Why don't we do level 1s? That would be the most exciting.
I'm in.
By that logic.
That was always the best Fight Club matches. Just saying.
Screw that. Level 20s are the way to go. Everyone needs to get their levels up. No, because I don't want this BS where everyone who got their levels up to be ready are now being told like, oh no, you can't use those heroes.
Exactly.
We're gonna do a level 15.
Your best heroes that you've been committing to for the last 6 months.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. That could be used as my final thoughts.
That's your final thoughts. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been an episode of Bogside Chats. My name is Matty Pesk. For Franz and for Guy Kid, we thank you guys for joining us, and also special shout out to Hitman Bert and DFK DGen for being part of our Bogside Bouts tonight. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Love you guys.
See y'all.